guys, welcome to another episode of Glam Chat. So today's episode is going to be titled Show Up Regardless, because that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't even think I plan to talk about this because I really didn't want to bring any negative energy, but I'm not going to look at it from that perspective. Guys, long story short, my phone has been having this issue when I speak, some parts are just kind of muted out. If that happens on this video, I'm just going to write out the text of what I said because you guys would already know what the issue is and I can't start pretending like there's nothing wrong when I've already told you guys. So like I said, mind you, my phone just started this issue around when I started filming again, taking content creation serious. The day after I celebrated 1 month of consistency, which was Monday, my iPad fell down from my tripod, a very sturdy tripod by the way, this has never happened before. It just fell down and now it's like blank. The screen is, I want to show you guys, but I'm about to do my makeup so it doesn't make any sense. This makes no sense, guys. This makes no sense. My phone, my iPad. So when I'm being very consistent and I'm very locked in, I'm still going to show up. If at any point, like I said, it starts muting or whatever, I'm just going to add the text on screen. I was so upset, guys. I was so upset, but it even gave me more motivation to keep doing what I'm doing because you guys know that I'm a very spiritual person and I don't look at things very casually. There's no way. Why would it be the time I just start creating content? Why would it be the time I'm actually talking about God on my channel and doing the things I'm actually supposed to do? All these things start happening. I will be getting a new phone very soon and sometime my iPad will be fixed because this can't go on. I'm drawing my eye pencil with eyeshadow again because it's something that was nice, and I also haven't restocked my makeup products, so why not? This is just what I'm going to do. I'm actually making this video for an Instagram video. If you guys notice, you'll see my setup is different because I'm filming with my phone and my front camera, and I hate front camera so much. So I'm not even like comfortable right now. I hate filming with my front camera. But I'm very, very proud of myself for showing up regardless because these two things are very valid reasons for me not to have shown up today. My phone has issues. My iPad just went. Oh my God, I'm going to show you guys. Let's show you guys because I brought it here. This is so sad because anybody that knows me knows that my iPad is my baby. You guys. This is my iPad. I haven't gone to check how much it costs to fix it. But when I check, I see that maybe it can range from anywhere to 500 to 600 pounds. You guys, this is what I used to film. This is what I used to edit. This is what I used to work on my clients. This is what I used to do everything. We're going to stay positive, guys. It makes no sense. In my head, I'm thinking, so whatever the plan or the enemy was, I'm still showing up. So make it make sense. And I'm even more motivated to do more things to get all the new devices I need because I don't just want a new phone. I want a new camera. I want many new things in my life. So let's be so real. Let's be so real. Anyways, instead of dwelling on rubbish, a couple of things I have to do this week. I have a women's conference I'm going for on Friday, which is really amazing. This is what my hand looks like as a makeup artist all the time. This women's conference is primarily so that I can, grow, listen to women that are in different spheres of influence, talk about a lot of stuff. I am posting this before Friday, so I'm also being very, sensitive. I'm just going to be encouraging you guys today to just show up regardless of whatever opposition you're facing because, a lot of times we have things that are discouraging and around us, but we could find ways around it. Like this is kind of me finding a way around it right now. It seems annoying, but I hope this encourages someone today. Mind you, this is something I talk about a lot on my LinkedIn. I talk a lot about how people can say they have valid excuses for things and everyone would believe that is a valid excuse because it's actually a valid excuse. If I told someone today that I didn't film because my phone had issues and my iPad has issues, that is a very valid excuse. Am I right or am I wrong? But somehow I'm here filming. A lot of times I feel like if we kick past our supposed valid excuses that are not so valid because sometimes there's always a way out, we will be able to see ourselves do so much more. And because I know myself very well, I know when I'm coming up with a supposedly valid excuse for something that I could find some other way around. A lot of times, very smart people do this because if you tell someone, they'll just be like, that's a valid reason for you not to have film today. Take a break, do this and do that. But I'm here and I'm filming, so make it make sense because you need to think outside of the box all the time. And you need to be resilient. In my life, I'm constantly, I'm constantly being like, Maya, come on. Like I'm checking myself and being, where am I creating supposedly valid excuses that aren't really valid? Genuinely, I'm a very strict person. Like, I'm strict about the way even I go through my own life. So I notice when I'm kind of trying to find wiggle room to, I'll just say to make an excuse. And the more I cut those patterns, the more I find myself doing the things I said I was going to do. The more I find myself looking for solutions where it seems like there's a dead end. Another example, my foundation just finished, and the foundation I have is the foundation I want to get is kind of pricey. I don't want any other foundation but that one. I could have just woken up and pretended that was a valid reason for me not to come and film. Oh, my makeup, I can't do Glam Chat because like my foundation has finished. But I did have another bottle of foundation. I haven't used it in a long time. It's not the foundation I ideally prefer, but you see how it could have been a supposedly valid reason. Does it look crazy? Does it look like, oh my gosh, I can't film without this? But I could have told myself, or I could have made it seem believable that, yeah, that's why I'm not filming. But I've literally trained myself to know when I'm making excuses that aren't valid to me anyways, aren't valid in my world. And that's why a lot of times when I also observe this pattern in people as well, when I'm hearing an excuse, but I know it's kind of like, I don't want to do this, I'm gonna just kind of find an excuse for this, you get me? You guys, I know all these things because I play these games, I know all these tricks. Example again, let's say I knew I didn't want to film today. I would look for a valid excuse to do what my mind already doesn't want to do. Example, I woke up and I didn't want to film. I was just searching for valid excuses for now because my brain doesn't like being indisciplined. So my brain would rather search for an excuse that seems logical. So if I had searched for a valid excuse and said, oh, I don't want to film today, my iPad isn't even working, my phone volume is kind of down and whatnot, I would convince myself that I'm still showing up regardless, I'm still disciplined, it's just that circumstances beyond my control happen and so I just can't film anymore. I feel like this thing I'm saying is really calling me out because it makes me feel like I just cannot even give in to this pattern anymore because I notice it a lot. Sometimes I would want to do something. Another instance from my life, job applications. Then the internet is just down and I'm like, oh, I couldn't apply today because the internet was down. But I kind of have a clue that there's a specific place you go to in this building that the internet is better. But that was just like a valid excuse. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Do you get this logic? The more I eliminate these supposedly valid excuses or find ways to eliminate them, the more I see myself thriving and doing what I said I would do. So because I know this pattern so well, like I said, I also know when people are doing it. And it's so funny because people, there's something I say, there's always a valid excuse for something you don't want to do. Just don't want to do something. You will find an excuse. You will find an excuse that seems valid to someone else listening on the other end. But not to me though, because I know and I've learned this pattern. But if you don't want to do something, there will be an excuse. You know, there was a time I was just so tired. My trains were cancelled and I just didn't want to leave my house. And I was like, I'm not gonna leave my house. And I remember talking to my mom and she was like, but you could have just taken this other route. And I said, that's my iPad that is bad, but for some reason the alarm keeps going off. And I said, truthfully, if I really, really deeply wanted to go, I could have made that sacrifice. But like that excuse, that little discomfort or the little disruption in plans was just enough for me to do what I already did not want to do. The devil wanted to shut down my content and shut down my devices, but he didn't even know he has given me another content idea because you guys, I promise, these things are fully unscripted. I'm just yapping. I'm just talking and you know, wisdom is just coming out. Another valid excuse today could have been, I hate filming with front camera. Anyone that knows me, I'm not a front camera girl. I wouldn't have filmed. Yes, they are valid excuses, but we need to be able to push past these valid excuses that are not that valid, basically. Valid and invalid excuses, if I may. Because as much as the quality wouldn't be as crisp as it usually is, it wouldn't be horrendous. It wouldn't be worth me not showing up. Hi guys, so I identified some of my makeup problems yesterday, like some things I wasn't particularly happy about in my makeup, and I've been implementing the solutions. Like for me with this iPad, it's like, if you're dead, just be dead. Like I've been implementing the solutions even in little steps. I'm so hyper aware of what I like and what I don't like so I can, you know, change them. I didn't remember to implement one particular solution because it's just a new solution I'm just trying, and The essence of all of this is to make sure that my makeup is flawless. People already do give me those comments too, but you know what, flawless is like extra flawless. I'm going to start trying to implement my solutions daily and keep them at the top of my mind, so my makeup is super flawless. I know people already say it's flawless, but super flawless is what we're looking for. So yeah, I love that we're not seeing any creases on my under eyes. Love that. Okay guys, so I think it's safe to say I did a good job with the makeup. No filter. I love this. I love this. This is my typical everyday makeup look. Normally I would have done my dark under eyes, but my pencil is running out. So yeah, bye guys. See you guys on Friday.